Where did that come from?
Where did that come from?
Just because I don't know RPG means I'm transphobe, bro.
Betwixt the ruby seas, deep in the eye of the storm, a bastion of beef and hope lies nestled in the sand. 4 men almost lost to the deep now find tranquility within its walls. And now they're inviting you in for a tale unlike anything you've ever heard before.
Nuclear bombs.
Swag Messiah.
Swag.
That's me right now.
You are the swag messiah.
Speaking of nuclear bombs, Fortnite
Battle Pass.
You could say
Fortnite
Fortnite
Battle
dropped a
Pass.
nuclear bomb on freaking children's brains.
Yo.
So, you guys hear Fortnite appears to tease a collaboration with Google Chrome following a series of tweets in which the capital letters within each phrase spell out the name of the web browser?
I have not, James. Could you explain that for me?
Yeah, James, please.
So it appears...
Can we get a recap?
Yeah. I got that.
Just read that headline again.
I think it appears that Fortnite is appearing to tease an apparent collaboration with Google as it appears. Chrome following a series of tweets in which the capital letters within each phrase of the tweets that were appearing spells out the name of what appears to be the web browser Google Chrome as it appears.
Fascinating.
Okay, but what the now can I raise this? Can I raise this to you?
Yeah.
What the fuck does that mean?
See, so I don't know anything else about this because I just saw that and threw it in talking points because to me it's just like imagine like everyone right now probably has Google Chrome open on all your computers. Just look at that little emblem. So they're just gonna that just gonna be a skin in Fortnite? Like what is the collaboration going
so what
to?
it is? So I'm not a comic book guy. I don't know any fucking superheroes. But apparently there's a guy named Chrome.
That is not where I expected you to start with. No. I just didn't. How did you go from? All right, I'm going to explain this. Comic books. Comic books.
Yeah.
Google
So
Chrome.
apparently there's a superhero named Chrome, and I guess that is who they were talking about. But everybody kept talking about it. But the person at Twitter, the person who writes the trends, thought everybody was talking about Google Chrome. So they put in the trend that Google Chrome was coming to Fortnite.
Dude, that honestly like gives you a weird
browser.
It gives you a weird look into like with the internet and like the reach of shit like Twitter. It's like it gives you a weird look into like the power that one idiot that probably gets paid like fucking $12,000 every 10 years at Twitter to like run their stupid fucking like he fooled like 10 million people because he interpreted something wrong because he's dumb.
Imagine if it was like really stoked on it. Like, I love Google Chrome.
I'd argue it's the opposite.
I've been waiting for this.
And some dude who lives in fucking San Francisco gets paid $150,000 a year who just like has to look at trends and be like, Gabby Hanna has a mental breakdown. Okay,
Gabby Hanna is coming to Fortnite.
Gabby Hanna's coming to Fortnite.
Well, the thing was this is one of the ones that popped up. Because I do wonder if those are like auto-generated.
No,
but, like,
I think they're done by people.
Yeah.
Well, no, because
like
they're custom to you.
Yeah. Well, the ones
but this one. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, apparently
it's
there's
like
supposed to be
but
this one was the one at the top though that like it shows to everyone online right now. You know, it was like this was the biggest news of the night that Google Chrome is going to be in Fortnite.
The reason I think it's not automated is because there's clearly ones that they don't touch because it's like too risky for Twitter to comment on.
Yeah.
So it's like there's clearly someone there being like, oh, we probably shouldn't like talk about these two creators like accusing each other of fucking assault or something. We're not going to wade into that. So even if that's like the number one trend, they're like,
call me Carson coming to Fortnite.
It just has the 8-ball pool mining pig.
I don't give a fuck about this comic book Chrome though. I would download Fortnite and pay $10 for a Google Chrome skin. That would be so funny.
Google Chrome skin would be really funny.
Just to play as the big fucking ball.
Just the big multicolored ball with just 2 legs and 2 arms.
Yeah.
And you can pull up a Google. There's an emote where you pull up a Google Chrome browser and it pulls up your real Google Chrome browser and people can see what you're looking at, and you can just fucking pull up like the most cooked shit and show it to people.
Check this out. I made this
Yo,
website.
watch this.
You just like hit a bunch of kids with
TikToks.
r/goon caves, and they're like,
Let's browse Reddit on the battlefield.
I went on Fortnite and opened up porn in Google Chrome. And now I'm going to prison.
"Oh my, dude, that would 100% be videos that came out if you could actually show a browser to kids."
It's like when they fucking had the whole like MLK thing in Fortnite, remember? And
Oh my god, dude.
God.
default dancing.
Well, wasn't there also people like hitting like at the time there was like a character out with a whip or something?
Yeah, there was a whip.
Oh yeah, it was
Oh,
Indiana
yeah.
Jones.
And so people were
am I
going
wrong
around.
that there's like
There
was like you
bad
could throw
optics.
tomatoes as well for some reason, and like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know if this is
Yeah.
real or not, but because it seems too like surely you would take that out, but yeah, you could throw tomatoes like rotten tomatoes or whatever, and
Yeah.
they had like I guess a vending machine that you could get them from like right next to the screen.
I think
No,
that
I
was
definitely
real.
saw that. That is real.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Maybe
think
they
they
just
had it for
like-
like concerts.
Yeah, it was probably just a
Yeah.
reused asset like that they do every week, something else on the screen, and they forgot to take the,
Yeah.
the tomatoes out for Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
So some shithead 12-year-old is like, "Watch this."
This is
Oh yeah.
Or what if it was like the exact opposite of that? Like somebody at Epic was like, check this out.
I think that is what it is.
Probably.
Some incredible.
You probably-
Maybe
thing
the
to do
column
at
B.
Epic.
You probably
Yeah.
have some fucking dipshit like shitting their pants. Like, really? Like, what if I don't like Martin Luther King? This is free speech America. Why do you
want
think
the
you could just take away
tomatoes.
my right of tomato?
I want to play as Wick.
That's my
Wick
that's my
Sanchez.
17th fucking column A amendment right to fucking throw tomatoes at
It's
Martin
my
Luther King.
13th
and
Is
commandment.
Fortnite.
does the Battle Island have the First Amendment rights though? That's what I'm not sure about.
Yo, that's a good point.
They don't.
Yeah,
They don't have proximity chat, so.
Oh
yeah,
right, yeah.
they're not adopted by the U.S., so they don't have any of the
Yeah.
amendments.
No rights.
Sorry,
Anyway,
liberal.
Interesting, huh?
Anyway,
America
Google Chrome's
just like
coming to
adopting
Fortnite.
video games as children. I adopt. This month we're adopting Fall Guys. I don't know. It's just Andrew saying the U.S. doesn't adopt Fortnite it just broke my brain for some reason. Speaking of other things that broke
Look at our
body
beautiful
parts
child.
of hosts of Beef, Andrew threw up really bad. And
I
something
had
happened or something, and
the
he wouldn't tell me.
worst
So
throw up
up.
of recent memory. I haven't
I
had
threw
one
up.
this
I threw
viscerally uncomfortable in a long ass time.
can I
James,
ask really
you
quick?
can't-
James,
Start
play
crying.
the
Ask
sound of
away.
him throwing up.
Yeah, play the sound
Yeah,
effect.
hit
me
the
throwing up.
randomizer.
That was
works.
him.
That was me.
That works. Yeah.
Wait, can I ask? So,
Ask.
didn't you throw up like 2 weeks ago so bad that it popped all your brain vessels or something, and your face looked really
You
stupid?
died.
That
How could
happens
it not be
quite
worse than
often.
that?
That happens pretty often. Like I said, I violently throw up. Like I get
Quite
That's
often.
so fucking
my
insane.
whole body
You're not meant
tenses
to
up
do
when I
that.
throw up.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think
I wish I,
think-
didn't.
doesn't wait. Let's go through our throw up procedure. Doesn't everyone's
Yeah.
like when I throw up, my whole stomach like turns into a fucking brick to like like I think it all
Yeah.
compress. Like everybody
Yeah,
does
but
that.
mine like goes all the way up to my face, so I just have a ton of pressure in my face because I'm
You
just
just have like puke seeping out of your pores.
pretty much. I mean, it comes out of my nose.
And I think that's pretty common because I threw up semi-recently and I had like burst blood vessels under my
How
eyes.
often
like,
do you
just-
guys
Yeah,
puke?
that happens to me.
How often
No,
do you guys throw
very,
up?
very not often, but I
Yeah,
Well,
that's
that's the
crazy.
thing. Throwing, I haven't
I
thrown
drank
up.
a
Andrew
lot.
throws up
I drank
weekly.
too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't thrown up from like
Babe, it's 4
being having the flu or like a sickness in forever.
Yeah.
I think I mentioned it on a different episode, or no, it was a stream that me and James were streaming. I at some point
Smell.
in 2018 developed the like a gag reflex
Bulimia.
from anxiety. Apparently that's a thing. And so now if I eat too much or if I have food in my stomach and my heart rate gets up too much, I just like I get a crazy gag reflex. And if I gag too hard, it's over. The launch sequence is activated, and I have to go
That's
throw up.
wild.
So it happens.
So weird. I rolled up this entire pizza and swallowed it. Now I'm gonna throw up.
Yeah. Well, it's okay. It's not even that much. It's just like if I get lightly full.
Hold
my
on, are you
stomach
telling
is
me if
just
I eat 6 Big Macs, I'm gonna throw up?
When I eat $27 at McDonald's and then it feels like my heart's gonna stop and that makes me anxious, I freaking throw up. Like, what the fuck?
What's going on?
No, I know that's not what you're saying, Andrew. It's just the way you
it is funny in
it.
that context.
Oh yeah, no, it's a hilariously terrible predicament I am in.
Yeah.
Anyway, I had eaten Cane's that night, which all of you are
that'll do
familiar
it.
with now. And
Yep.
I'm familiar.
I start it did not have enough time to digest. So
Right.
I'm face down in the bowl. I'm throwing up,
Ass
and
up.
I am very, very aware of all of my how I feel, and I legitimately it felt like someone was Go-Gurt. I felt every lump come up through my throat. I'm gonna make myself
similar
gross
taste
talking
too.
about it.
It's a good visual.
So I'm going at it. It sucks, and then
I
sit down.
I'm getting railed.
And my stomach straight makes the
killing it.
Halo sound. It was and I was like, "What? This is fucking awful." And I should mention a little bonus fact: I was extremely high when this happened, which is why I was so aware of everything
Maybe that's
going
why
on.
you threw up.
It
Yeah.
might have been why.
Weed
And I
makes
should
me kinda
also
nauseous sometimes.
mention the reason my heart rate was up because I had just had
Watch
sex.
porn. Oh, okay.
I was gonna say because you just
I-
had Canes.
I did not. I did not have enough
So
time.
you housed Canes and then immediately had sex?
No.
He
This-
did
you're
it
on
during.
another
He
level.
just had loose chicken fingers on the
Yeah, I
beer
was
that he
just
was
like,
dipping.
Dude,
Sorry,
No, it
babe,
was
I
a
need to
while
replenish my
afterwards.
energy levels.
how far of a while?
Baby, let me pour this
it had to be a couple of hours. My heart rate I got my heart rate up enough, and for some reason, I guess being high affected how my stomach
Hold
felt.
on.
I like to
And-
imagine
But you said
dismounted.
Canes didn't have enough time to settle in your stomach,
I said it didn't have
implying
enough
that
time
it was
to fully
very
digest.
quickly.
No, I said it didn't have enough time to digest.
I think
Fully.
you're either lying about the distance between Canes and sex, or
Canes
that
and
it didn't
Caning.
have enough time to digest. I think you ate Canes and then
incorrect on
immediately
both.
fucked Courtney.
That's
with
not.
with cane
Why
sauce
would I
left
lie?
on your
I'm
face.
already telling a very embarrassing story. Why would I lie about the time
There's-
between canes
There's something
and
really
sex?
funny.
Because eating Canes while fucking is an embarrassing thing to do, but
That's
is very
different.
embarrassing.
It's just
you're
doing it
capable of it.
afterwards.
You know what else is embarrassing? The idea of you fucking and then immediately being like, "Oh, babe," and then fucking.
Exactly.
Courtney,
The
like,
whole
turns around,
story
you're
is scuffed. Why would I hold the detail on
She
one
gets
thing?
really
Anyway,
embarrassed.
I didn't
Andrew
have
pressed
enough time to
triangle to
clean
get
up
Every time you
after
look back at
sex. I didn't have enough time
Courtney
to
starts
clean
crying.
up after sex.
She starts dry
So-
heaving because she's crying so hard.
She starts cry heaving.
Her dry heaving makes you start dry heaving more. The sound of throwing up makes you sick. And you're both just dry heaving on each other.
Hold on, Andrew. So did you finished having sex and then you went to throw up?
Yes.
Okay.
So you threw up
wanted
and
to
then
clear
you
that.
threw up.
Yo.
I finished having sex. I was sitting there. Courtney went to
did
the
she?
bathroom, and my stomach starts feeling weird, and I'm like, I'm high, and I'm like, this doesn't feel good. So I didn't have any time to clean anything up. So I am throwing up.
You're
I am
sitting there with a
feeling
shitty
everything.
dick, you're
My
puking.
stomach is going, and I have just cum dripping on the floor beneath me.
Oh god.
And so the smell is just it's
Ew.
one of the
Oh,
lowest
come
moments of
on.
my life. But Courtney was trying to brush her teeth. I was like, can you please go? I was like, I knew it was going to be a very low moment for me, and I could not
Yeah.
handle Courtney. So she closes the door. I throw up. There's cum on the floor. It smells atrocious, and I'm just
come tonight?
I'm
didn't wanna
sitting
eat it,
there
I
just
told you.
against the wall with my hand by the toilet bowl, and I'm just just embracing
Yeah.
the horrendous world I'm in. And then my stomach went, and I went, Man, the guys are gonna think this is funny, but this sucks.
And
There's
it was.
cum and puke everywhere.
So that's that's my really horrendous throw up story.
Did you pop any
That's,
brain vessels?
atrocious.
Oh yeah, no, I like had a couple like under my eyes. It went sicko mode.
Let's go.
Damn.
It was
So
fucked.
I'm not
how
a fan
often? How often do you guys throw up? Because now I'm curious. 'Cause I do feel like, first of all, that story is atrocious. But thank you for sharing. But
No problem.
Andrew,
That's
I feel
epic.
like you throw up quite often. The
I
rest
throw
of
up
the
fairly
class,
often
how often?
because
If you're
of-
not throwing up, you're shitting your pants.
Yeah, or coming on the floor of your bathroom,
You're doing one of the mini bodily.
Yeah, what'd you
yeah.
do with the cum?
leaking.
I cleaned
Did you
it
clean
up.
it? Oh, okay.
You just
With
keep
what?
slipping
Nah,
over.
it'll
it.
dry.
I brought Courtney and put her face on the ground.
Yeah, it's like a banana peel cartoon moment.
Yeah, you just keep slipping in front of it like fucking and Hitman. You throw the banana down.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
Whoa!
Spin in circles like in Mario Kart.
I
Dance to
rarely.
Christian. Ah, fuck. Well, this is awkward.
No, you go, bro. I
No,
stopped.
no, you go first. You
I stopped
you kind
already.
of at it. Okay.
I see we're at it.
Um,
Okay.
Does that
That
answer
was
your question?
Andrew.
That's a good segue. Well,
Yeah.
I'll go first. I'll break the tie. I haven't thrown up in a very long time. I feel like
How
it
long?
takes a lot for me to puke. I don't know. It's been that long to where I can't like quantify it with like a time
Yeah.
since. But last night when we were on our beef meeting call and we were fucking all dying at the
Or
monkey.
beating.
Yeah, I legitimately almost threw up. Like I was like on the floor.
I wish we recorded that.
I know.
I really wish
I
we
tried
recorded
to,
that
but
too.
it was too
Yeah.
late.
It was so
I
funny.
thought of it too late.
Oh yeah, we should
Yeah.
probably explain it. Dopix was using some shitty Snapchat filter app, and he found this really busted ass 3D monkey that like kind of tries to
It's like a
Xbox.
mocap.
It tries to Xbox connect to him, but it does the worst job ever. Like it thought his drink bottle was a human at times and would like randomly
so
appear on
funny.
his drink bottle
Yeah,
and then
it's
like
just a
flip
monkey
around, and then
hitting
there's
the
just
gritty.
like yeah, and it also like blurred the back, like it blurred you out by like trying to figure out content aware, delete
Yeah.
you and replace it with your background, and then put a
So
monkey over top of it. So there's just times when like the monkey disappeared and Dopix was just like a fucking like X-Files blur
I was like
monster.
cloaked. I was like a Harry
Yeah.
Potter cloak.
Yeah.
But then
most of
sometimes the monkey
most
would
of
be
the
doing
monkey
really
just
good,
broke.
and then for like 2 frames, it would like turn around and show its ass, and then like turn back.
yeah.
So
And the rig
funny.
was
Yeah.
the rig was so broken that like sometimes its stomach would expand somehow. I don't or, like its stomach and its,
Its
ass
stomach,
would, like,
yeah,
It
its
was
stomach and its
busting some
ass.
crazy
Well,
moves.
yeah, it was getting like
yeah.
a Homer Simpson waist sometimes if you like
Yeah,
turned
it
at the right
was.
angle.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was
Yeah, but that
fucking
shit
funny.
almost made me throw up. just
There's a
from
picture of it
laughing.
on our Twitter.
It's so funny.
There is.
Courtney
Yeah,
put
here
our
it
Twitter
is.
handle there.
Yeah.
I say I didn't throw up from like 3rd grade until I was 20. So
Isn't that when you thought you were gay?
no.
Don't spread rumors.
I thought I was gay when I was 20.
Yeah.
No, but
I was
When I
doing a
was in the
Macklemore
8th grade,
moment.
I thought
no,
that I was gay.
I know I was doing a double Macklemore moment where I was fuck. No, but I just didn't want to throw up. And one time I threw up real bad, and I ate a bunch of spaghetti and meatballs, and then the meatballs came out of my nose, and I was in like 3rd grade. And I
How?
fully decided they were like chewed up, but it was just like
Oh,
ground
okay.
meat and full.
Okay, they're
and
chewed
honestly,
up.
the,
I like to
the
just, like,
spaghetti that. No, it's
a big ball of
and
meat.
my nose is like. I think it's
shooting
like
up.
my nostrils when I flare them in like perfect circles.
They are
Courtney,
perfect
zoom in.
circles.
Courtney,
I
zoom
feel like
in on
it's
those
I
perfect
feel like it's because
circles.
the meatballs got lodged in there and
Yeah.
shaped them.
You got
But
stretched.
honestly, it was embarrassing. It was embarrassing because it hurt because throwing up through your nose is like really painful when it
Yep,
it goes
it
that
sucks.
far up. But it was also really embarrassing, like looking back on it, because a lot of the spaghetti was fully unchewed. It was like I just swallowed the spaghetti because I was such a fat fucking freak.
You said it like a snake.
You're just
Yeah.
inhaling it.
No, yeah, basically, it was fucking.
There's a plate of
sick.
spaghetti shaped like when you see a snake that's eating like a mouse or a rabbit.
Oh,
or
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just that, but with like a plate and knife and fork and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then I vowed in that moment that I would never throw up again. And then I made it till I was 20, and then I got so drunk that I passed out in a toilet and almost drowned. But my friend like saved
That's
me.
right.
That's right.
But then I threw up. But then that
Yeah.
unlocked the door. But I say I only throw up like maybe a couple times a year. But sometimes when I take all my pills in the morning at once, even if I eat and drink a bunch of water and stuff, it just like they all make me want to throw up, and then I throw up.
Yeah.
It's really annoying.
Interesting.
Because I don't want to take the pills like they say it. Like you have to take 3 now and take 3 at lunch and take 3 before you go to bed. It's like, no, I'll just take 9.
It's like, motherfucker, I'm taking them all now.
I'm not doing that all day.
He's just throwing up, and he's just like, bleh, I refuse bleh, to take bleh, pill.
The Beef Boys do not condone taking meds improperly.
No, it's psyllium husk. It's fiber.
Oh, no,
I wouldn't do that with like Perk 30s or some shit.
You have a real disaster. No, I do the same thing actually. I smash. I have like 7 psylliums just before I go to bed. Even though they say like take 2 with dinner, like, fuck that. I'll just have 7 now. That works out alright.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, I threw up. Hop out.
I threw up.
After
Party.
I'm probably the same as James, just like a couple times a year. The weird thing though is, for whatever reason, for the last few years, my body will never do it like on its own. I always have to fucking jumpstart it. I have to pull the lawnmower ripcord.
Yeah. You literally tug on it and you pull it out.
Yeah. Yeah. No. But like, it's every time I do, it's like, okay, this has to happen. Like, I can either lie here and feel miserable for the next 4 hours, or I can just do this one awful thing. This one awful thing that doctors hate.
Doctors hate him.
Find out why.
It's just a picture of Kudos going.
No, it is kind of facts though. Like,
my
puking
husband's
is
dead.
Puking do be working. That one doctor is spitting absolute facts. I don't know how our body figured out to do that, to make all those muscles get everything out somehow.
Yeah.
But it was ingenious. Like, if you throw up and you just feel like a new human, it's fucking epic.
Yeah, you're like reset, unless you're high. Yeah, that is probably the one. Because if you're drunk and you throw up, you're like, oh, thank God, all the alcohol's out of me. I'm clear sailing from here on out. Being high, you throw up and you're like, shit, I'm still. I guess I mean in terms of like, you feel a little bit better, but it does nothing to alleviate the highness. You're like, okay, now I'm just high and my stomach's empty.
Yeah.
You know, touching your uvula is kind of like the Control-Alt-Delete of our
my
bodies.
Uvula?
Your uvula specifically.
It's more like the Alt F4.
What does Alt F4 do?
It just like immediately terminates, because Control-Alt-Delete is just like.
Wait, how do you not know what Alt F4 does?
I know 0 keyboard shortcuts.
What the fuck? Have you never been playing fucking like CS GO or whatever, and someone's like,
I know I think it was James that taught me Control Shift Escape. It was one of you boys that taught me.
That was me.
I use it all.
Oh, yeah. Wait, what?
And
I thought
now
that
I
was
use
me.
it all the time.
I taught all you guys that.
It was
I remember we were all on a call and we were teaching each other keyboard shortcuts. And now, like that was
we
a
do it quite regularly. We just hop onto a call and we're like, I learned a new keyboard
all
shortcut
right, boys.
today.
Time for
Everyone
keyboard
get in the
shortcut
call.
time.
I learned how to copy in Adobe.
Well, I've definitely told a lot of people that one, because that one is a fucking epic. It's a great battle of history. So, either way, we know at least one James taught Doplex that thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, throwing up sucks. Don't do it unless you want to. Even when I had that fucking, I think I've told it before, the time I was throwing up and diarrheaing at the same time.
Oh yeah.
Even that one, I still had to like force myself to throw up, because my body just like, it was like I really wanted to, but it just wouldn't.
You had like shitty hands.
2 holes. That's you.
2 holes.
That's you.
2 holes.
Yeah, speaking of people with 2 holes, fucking astrology bitches, right?
Yo,
let's
astrology.
go. Okay, here we go.
Right?
It's time to start
Right?
spitting.
Here's
Time
the
to
thing,
get this
right?
out.
I'm a bit of a Capricorn. So
Capricorn.
I'm
a bit of a
corn.
Let's just
I'm a
say
bit
I've
of
got
a-
cancer.
So Doplex says some bitch blew up her car or something. You sent it.
Wait, hold
You
on.
sent it.
Yeah, I gotta pull it up. It's been
IRA moment number 5.
Damn, that's so freaking serious
That's
of
such-
you fucking
that's such
Irish
a-
motherfuckers.
That's such a Hogwarts thing to do.
Damn, that's Griffin Diffius as fuck right now.
Griffin Diffius.
It's funny, actually, people for a wee while were treating Hogwarts houses like astrology shit. Like, wow, that's such a Slytherin move. It's like,
Yeah.
Bro, Hogwarts houses, whatever you get on the Hogwarts website is more real to me than your fucking Sagittarius or
that
whatever.
is true.
Yeah.
I would.
At
I
least
would
it's
agree with that more.
it's like a shitty Myers-Briggs test. It's like more founded in reality than the fucking star that was like looking at your mom's pussy when you came out.
Oh,
pretty much what we're talking about here is there was a tweet. The tweet is, it's deleted now, by the way, but it says, my best friend's sister crashed her car last night on purpose, trying to kill her friends because they said her house smells like pee. So the video is obviously like
very
the
similar.
aftermath.
I was going to say, it's very similar to what happened in Alaska, because Andrew at one point also tried to do the same thing to us.
That's true.
Yeah,
She just got her sister like 25 to life with that tweet.
Yeah.
No, I think
So-
I think it says, because I thought the same exact thing, but doesn't it? It says something. It's not his sister, right?
Yeah, it's his best friend's sister. Like,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
basically tried to kill
You
someone.
know, because I thought the same
Oh,
shit.
that
I was
makes
like,
it
why would
okay.
you put this online for 20,000
Yeah.
likes? You just
Yeah,
like,
I know.
any deniability, she's fucked. But
Yeah,
it's-
exactly. Yeah, well, somebody replied to that tweet and said, the Sagittarius in me feels she ain't wrong because don't play with me. And it got me thinking, because the replies under that reply, it was a lot of like astrology-ass people who like legitimately base the entirety of like any mistake they ever make in life, any moment of poor judgment, it's predetermined by the stars. And let me tell you, boys,
James White moment.
Yeah,
I'm a
I've
Scorpion,
met a lot of
Dwayne
people in my
Johnson.
life who are, it's fine to be like, oh yeah, I'm a Virgo, so I'm a little bit timid sometimes, whatever. That's fine.
I'm a
But when
virgin.
you go like, oh, I'm abusive because I'm a fucking Cancer or whatever, like it doesn't. It does not comply to me.
I was born in April.
Yeah.
Someone needs to give me a heart. It don't work.
Yeah, and it's interesting, especially on Twitter now, like how aggressive it is in a way.
Yeah.
Like there's kind of, I've
Yeah.
definitely seen as well, or like people calling out people who don't believe in astrology as though like, because obviously there's a lot of people like us right now who are like, okay, you're just making this shit up. And that's fine. You're allowed to make shit up. It is fun. I get it.
You are allowed
But
to make
also
shit
don't-
up.
Don't then
You're
act
allowed to
like
spread
it's-
misinformation.
Yeah. Well, okay. Here's what's always confused me.
Yeah.
What, because you look up your astrology and you can look it up in the paper or on websites or fucking go to a person. Like, it's going to be different everywhere you look, isn't it? Because it's just different cunts making up shit this month. Like, yeah, I feel like this month it's
There's a
Cancer's-
centralized Sagittarius thing. Like you know how they have that clock in like Denmark or something that all the other clocks are based on.
Yeah.
They got
Yeah.
that for the stars.
Yeah. Yeah, I
No,
think
no,
it's
actually.
usually just like how
No,
other.
it's just all lies.
Yeah.
It's like, Jared Fogle is such a Leo.
I was literally going to make that exact
Your
joke.
Honor.
I was literally going to make that exact joke.
Your Honor, my client is simply a Leo.
Here's the thing, right? He molested those kids because he's Gemini. That's I can't get any
them
more clear than
bitches
that, Your
are.
Honor.
The
and-
jury's
oh!
like the jury's
Mrs.
talking
Your
hush
Honor be
whispers.
like, yeah, girl.
Mrs. Your Honor.
Some juror with a crystal necklace is like,
Yes,
Interesting.
queen.
Not
You know what pisses me
guilty.
off
Get
about
it.
there's the same shit with like crystals and like all this other alternative shit. I wish it was real because all of it's really cool. Like
is
how
really cool.
That's some fucking like Skyrim ass like depending on your star sign you get different benefits in real life. That's
But
fucking.
why do you think people
gangster.
buy
I
it?
wish
Why do you
that
think
was
people
real.
buy into it? Like, if I had
Yeah.
less, if I was a bit more NPC, I'd buy. That's a fun way to live life. I'll buy into that.
Yeah. It is
Yeah,
cool.
it's something to
I mean,
do.
there are definitely a lot of stuff that like makes sense. Like incense. It makes you calm. Yeah, because it smells good. It creates like, a
makes
cool
you
like
calm?
environment.
Can
Calm.
we
It makes you calm.
we
You
wind
boys
that
don't
one
have
back a
jizz
bit?
when you light up some
Doplex
incense?
hits a Bath and
No.
Body Works and immediately it's just like, oh.
DBH,
Don't
the
think they use
girls
the
that be
incense
buying
stick?
incense though do make me come.
Yo, now you're spitting.
That's
Do you
what
ever
I'm
put
saying.
incense sticks in your urethra and light
Yeah,
those? Is
bro.
that what you're trying to say?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
dude.
I like the sound with the lavender scent.
No, but I
put it
feel
in
like
there and I wiggle it around till it stings.
I feel like stuff like that, like people that really get into it, it's like a slow burn. Like you get like most people are like consciously just like, oh, I'm doing this for fun, and then after a few years, you're just like fully in it. I don't think
Yeah.
anyone just like fully is just like, this is my reality now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if we wanted to, we could just buy into it for long enough, even against our own wills, and then we could be fucking hot Sagittarius bitches. Speaking
I think
of this,
three
she
of us
said
are
this-
Scorpios.
yeah.
You are no. Two of you are Scorpios. I'm a Sagittarius.
I'm a
Oh,
virgin.
really?
I'm a Scorpius.
I think
I'm a
Doplex is
Scorpius
a Leo.
Malfoy.
I'm a Virgo.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a Virgo.
Yeah.
I'm a Virgo.
Yeah.
Well,
Virgin.
so she said the Sagittarius in me feels that ain't wrong because don't play with me. But like Sagittarius are like strong, non-emotional leaders or something.
Yeah.
Scorpios are the bitches that would be crashing the car because their house smells like pee. Scorpios are like
also-
vindictive, evil fucking. They're scorpions.
Let's go,
like, they're-
kudos.
I'm not saying that's
But
what you guys
also-
are, but
And
like,
Sabrina.
I knew girls that believed in that. They're like, oh, I'm a Scorpio. What do you expect? Like, fuck
Yeah.
you.
But
No,
also,
I-
couldn't you also just like shop around to different astrology websites till you find the one where it's like Scorpios are calm,
Scorpios are
reserved,
kinda-
quiet people? Like,
You
Yeah.
find
No,
enough.
no,
You're like, I'm this kind of Scorpio.
this
The
one.
general like it's the day-to-day stuff that's different, but like I
Yeah.
think the general descriptions of each one are pretty like set in stone.
Yeah, I think they're pretty.
by who though?
The stars, you dummy.
Well,
the
this
fucking
really-
stars.
It does
NASA.
go back to like a more cultural like holistic type shit from
Yeah.
like 1,000 years ago. It's not just like a Twitter moment.
I
but-
could see there being something in terms of like when you're born, what season it is, because if you imagine like a baby growing up in like different, like it's winter and that changes. Maybe they're not as seeing as many people as if they were born in summer, and then so maybe they're like not socialized as much early on, and that could have some
I
weird
see.
knock-on. Like, I could
Yeah.
see there being some weird thing in that, but then also that's completely thrown out the window because I'm in the fucking southern hemisphere. So November for me is a different
No, it's
season. to
different for you.
guys.
It's different for you. You guys have New Zealand astrology.
yeah.
Yeah, what?
Zealand
I would,
astrology.
You see different
I would at least
stars.
believe that more. Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
other thing. A, we see different stars, and B, it's a different season. So it's
Do
like,
you see different
November
stars,
for
though? Is
me
that a
is different
fact?
November for him.
Maybe like
Yeah.
different placement of stars.
Are you sure,
So
though?
that would make sense if it was different.
Yeah.
But well, here's the thing.
So
Astrology.
you don't have the Big Dipper?
Yeah,
no,
you guys
there
have
are
the
there are some
Big
stars that are the
Dipper.
same, but I think there's some that like you see like a lot more. Like they're just more
Oh,
pronounced.
okay,
yeah.
gotcha.
And also like
Interesting.
can you go see the Southern Cross where
actually
you are?
kinda
Because that's a big dick. That's a big dick star where we are.
think
I
so.
don't see that.
I think if you
reference
turn the
very
cross
much up
upside
here.
down, that's like Satan or something.
Yeah, that's the Satan star.
Yeah, so we don't
Yeah.
even talk about it.
I don't think so. I've never
We'll
heard.
look at-
The big one for me is the Northern Star. If you look in one direction and you put 4 fists on top of each other, that's where you go north.
That's why I jerk
don't
off
know.
as well.
Yeah, exactly. But just think of it. Do you guys know? I definitely know friends that like maybe not friends, but like I knew people that if like when you're in high school, like joking around can get to that point with friends where like if you
Yeah.
don't have the lightning rod material in you to be able to accept that, like 3 people like dying, crying, laughing in the back of your own car, making fun of how your house smells like pee and your mom's dirty or something, like definitely could get some people I know to the point where they would crash the car and try
They
to
would
kill
crash
everyone.
the car out of anger. Yeah, I feel like I definitely
Like,
do
that
know
isn't-
people like that.
Exactly, like that isn't like otherworldly. Like
Yeah.
there's all of us know one person who wouldn't be able to take the joke to that point.
Yeah, and
Where
his
they-
house
they
smells
would-
like piss as well.
Fuck
Yeah.
it, I'm killing all of us. My house does not smell like pee.
And I will prove it the only way I know how.
It's
through
incense.
vehicular homicide.
Smash into a fucking tree.
That's such a
They'll
it's such a
die,
weirdly
it's
like
like-
realistic thing.
It really is.
It just makes sense.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's also a very realistic thing to blame that on your star sign, because I've known
Yeah,
people
yeah.
who are like legitimately just terrible fucking people and do blame everything in their life on their star sign. Which
Yeah.
again, if you think astrology is epic and you read your chart in the morning or whatever, that's fucking cool. Like go for it. But do not blame your fucking poor life choices on your star
your
sign.
downfall. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Like everything
everything-
a dickhead and like
Yeah.
pass it off as like, oh, that's
Yeah.
just the star that's in the sky.
It's kind of like religion to me, where it's like if it's a positive force in your life, then that's fucking epic, and I think you should do it
Yeah.
forever. But if you start to use it as like a shield for shit or like a reason to
Yeah.
be a negative like person, then
I agree with
you're
that. Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
No, 100%.
Because I think it's cool. I fuck with it as long as as long as you're not using it as an excuse. I think it's like it's just like an extra little fucking. It makes you just feel like you're like a Skyrim character, like Kudo
does,
said. Like
yeah.
it just
Like a
adds a
little
little
chart.
like, oh okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking read my horoscope today. That's epic.
Yeah.
And
It's
listen
one
to
of those weird
classical
things that,
music.
like, as a kid, everyone knows their star sign. It's like, I guess because as a kid, you just want to have like titles or like you've
Oh,
got
yeah.
nothing to your name, but you're like, but I'm a Scorpio. This is cool. Like everyone
Yeah.
just knows it, even though it's
Yeah.
like, no one follows it at that age.
Yeah.
When you're like 5.
It's funny because as a Virgo, as a kid, I was embarrassed of my sign because it was like, man, I'm
Virgin.
never gonna have sex.
Virgin.
I'm gonna be a virgin for the rest of my life.
Virgin, stupid.
Yeah. Because like as kids, that's actually what you think it is. So, like people be like, oh, you're a Virgo, dude. I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
we're gonna go
you're
late.
10 and everyone's a virgin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Virgo and Cancer are like huge L's.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
all the kids just have like a little ceremony for you. They're just like,
Yeah.
Father,
You're
we
gonna
come
die.
before you today.
Not only are you named Cancer, you're a fucking crab. It's like it's the lamest one.
You got cancer crabs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fuck with Sagittarius. I'm like a centaur. I'm like a half man, half horse.
Yeah, that's what we say.
Yeah.
Fucking bottom
That-
half
that's
horse,
cool.
if you know what I'm saying,
Scorpion's
ladies.
kind of cool too. Scorpions
Yeah,
are
we're
neat.
scorpion
Yeah,
mode.
Scorpions are epic.
Got a little
yeah.
stick.
Cool little
Stingers.
dudes.
Yeah,
Those cool little guys.
Yeah, but you don't have giant horse cocks that can take someone's guts out through their
We
ass.
might.
No.
You don't know? Have you ever had sex with a scorpion, James? I think
Have you ever
not.
seen me
Didn't think
before?
so.
I don't think they have horse cock. They would have scorpion cock.
That's true.
I wonder what a scorpion cock looks like.
Speaking of horse cock, Andrew put out a new music video recently, and we
Yeah.
just wanted to plug it for like 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys can
pretty
go
cool.
like
It's
and
a cool
check
little
it
thing.
out.
Little
I'm
bit.
very proud of it.
Yeah, so if you guys like epic music, then let's give you a little taste.
Yeah.
So, this is Andrew Miller, his new song. It's on a different channel. He has 16 subs on this channel, so please go sub and like and stuff.
Yeah, I haven't
Um,
plugged it very much. I just wanted to put this out.
But this is the one where, this is the song he made where we were all like, oh, we got to show this off. So,
Yeah.
just really quick,
Yeah.
20 seconds. This song's by Andrew Miller, and it's called Lord.
As you know, he's a very religious man.
Yeah.
And he's trying to spread the word of God through his music.
Well,
so.
he's reconciling with, like, being a
Yeah.
young Christian and then,
Exactly.
finding himself in his new...
Yeah,
lane
no,
of-
exactly,
of-
exactly.
So, let's go.
This is a banger, by the way, Andrew.
Yeah, this,
Thank you.
This is really
Thank you.
There he is.
I like how you did the black and white.
Yeah. Film
Yeah,
school
it's
kid.
just a
Wait,
Premiere
did he wear
effect.
glasses?
I just slapped the Premiere effect on there.
I'm on my knees
Yeah.
praying to the most high, cause my friends and family always stay the
C'est
most
la-
high.
la vie, dude. What does that mean? Where'd you get that shirt?
I got it, shit, I can't remember.
It's okay.
James, I can't help but notice you haven't liked your own friends' videos.
Oh,
it's
yeah, no,
pretty
you're right,
good.
you're right.
Yeah.
Dude, I was distracted by that effect.
Yeah.
That is a,
how'd you-
yeah, I
how'd you
found
do
that
it?
on Envato.
Oh,
Word. How many years of film school was that?
Yeah, for real.
Two.
That was like
I think
2
I was- yeah.
semesters.
Yeah, it looks like it paid off though. That's,
Damn! That
Oh,
crossfade. It-
yeah, that transition was crazy.
Yeah, like, it doesn't even actually go fully...
Yeah.
Andrew, you
It doesn't
fucking
even fully
idiot.
fade. But, maybe that's the stylistic choice. All right,
Yeah.
well, Andrew, I think we gave you enough on that. But,
Yeah,
I think
no,
we
no,
do
no.
have
So
to
make sure
plug.
you go like, subscribe, comment, do the whole
Yeah.
thing.
No, but yeah, shout out Andrew on that
Yeah,
one.
shout out Andrew.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
So-
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
For
are you
sure,
gonna
for
like?
sure.
Are you gonna put out another new video anytime soon? Because I know you said you're working on a few, right?
I'm thinking about it, but I'll see how this one does. If it gets enough
Yeah.
love, I might put out another one.
No, it's just like whenever inspiration strikes. you know.
Exactly. No.
Yeah,
I
just
get it,
depending
I
how things go.
understand.
Yeah.
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 Well,
So,
that's enough. That's enough about Andrew's new music video, which everyone should go and check out, by the way.
Yeah, you should really
But-
go check it out.
True.
Speaking of Andrew Miller on YouTube.com, there's been an upset in the force. There's
Oh, no.
been,
What's the upset?
What's the upset?
Donkey somehow managed to piss off Twitter for I think the 4th time in about 2 months.
Is it about video games?
It is.
Big mode. Why'd you say it like that?
Are people mad about video games?
Video games.
Video
gato?
Angry gamers be
reason-
like,
No, yeah, so Donkey, after he invests in a really shitty game, he gets swindled by someone. No, but so Donkey is starting. Donkey put out a video which I thought was a joke at first, but it's not. He's starting a video game. I guess like publishing
company.
Yeah, it's like a publishing company for indie games called Big Mode, and
Big
I think it's
Mode.
fucking epic.
I do too.
I also think it's cool.
Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah, it's cool as shit, and I feel like so there are the overwhelming not overwhelming, but like I'd say it's like a 70 or like 80% like of people are like positive and are giving this at least a benefit of the doubt, if not just like really excited for it.
Yeah.
But there definitely is, and it's like fair enough to an extent to be to question if you can pull it off, and like if a YouTuber is like moving into your space, if you're a dev or something like that, is totally reasonable. But like there was like a good chunk of people I saw on Twitter specifically which I have a bunch of screenshots that we're gonna show, that I just want to just get the room temperature on it from you guys, because it's like people being so just like so egregiously negative toward it.
Yeah,
it's kind of wild.
So the main crux of it, I guess, is like in the video, he said something along the lines of like, he's been reviewing or playing games for ages.
Yeah.
And because of that, he feels he knows what's good and what isn't good, and would like to help promote games that are good.
Yeah.
And so like I guess I
do
can vaguely see
understand.
why someone might be like,
Yeah.
oh, if you're just a guy who plays games on the internet, do you really know what's good? But
Yeah.
also, I think you kind of do in a way. Like,
You totally
the
do.
the thing for
Yeah,
me
it's
is
your
like,
medium. It's like the thing you
Yeah.
know the best.
Yeah.
and also like you're trying. Even if he was wrong, the fact that at least he's trying to promote
Yeah.
interesting products, like he's not just trying to, fund the next like industry
The next
AAA
Fortnite.
fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
He's
It's like,
actively trying
Well,
to
let's
promote,
look
like-
at the criticism
Yeah.
before we get into
Okay,
defending
let's
it.
look at
Let's
these
set the
criticisms.
stage for what's wrong, and then we'll defend him from our point of
Okay.
view. So
All right.
most of the hate that I saw was under this tweet thread.
Okay.
It only says 2,000 likes, but it got up to like 40 or 50,000 likes.
Jesus.
Which, I mean, on Twitter isn't that much anymore, and people just like to be, like and move on. But so he said, this guy Mixolumia, or that's his game, I guess, Dave Makes, says, "Lol, Donkey starting a publishing company with the ethos, I have played so many games, I know what makes them good and bad, so I will only publish good ones. About to learn some stuff the hard way." Which I thought was a lukewarm, just like maybe a guy that doesn't have as much clout as Donkey, just kind of like taking it like, oh man, I wish that was me or something. Like, I wish I could start a publishing company.
Yeah.
So I didn't think that was that, but the tweet thread that he goes on under, so you can see in this, "Here's my publishing company. Please associate me with the best indie games of all time that I had nothing to do with, but I played them." Like, what? And I just feel like that is such a disingenuous interpretation of his video.
Yeah. I think so,
That's a terrible interpretation of his video.
He in no
Yeah.
way was like taking credit for like popping the games off or anything like that whatsoever.
Yeah.
And you
But the thing
never
is, he could
you
take
never see
credit.
Donkey for certain games. He probably could, but I don't even even if you don't include that logic, like Donkey's thousands of videos deep on YouTube, but you've never seen Donkey once like in a landscape of people self-obsessed and egotistical and fucking narcissistic freaks. Like, Donkey never hypes himself up at all. And obviously he was hyping himself up in this video because it's a fucking pitch to investors.
Yeah,
and it's a pitch
exactly.
to game
Yeah.
developers. He's pitching himself, and he's hosting it on the biggest fucking platform that he has to like promote his voice like out into the gaming sphere, which is his YouTube channel. Like, it wasn't like I'm epic, let me post this, I'm so epic. It's like if you walked into a fucking concert hall and there was a bunch of businessmen and venture capitalists there, and you had a fucking slideshow of why you're lit. Like, that was
Yeah,
what the
it's
video
like-
was supposed to
Yeah.
be.
You have to hype yourself up to a degree. You can't just be like, "Hey, I'm Guy. I want."
It was a pitch. It wasn't even a video. Yeah, it was
Also-
literally a pitch.
Like, if you
Also,
don't,
that's-
someone's going to ask you, "Why should we?" And at that point,
Yeah.
you have to say, "Oh, because I do this,
Because
this,
I'm
and this."
epic.
It's like
Yeah.
at a certain point, you have to hype yourself up a little bit.
Yeah. Or else they're
Yeah,
100%.
that second tweet as well, like that second tweet as well, like I think that dude is. I guess he's trying to like rip out that video where Donkey talks about the fact he did. He's hyped up these other indie games before. Basically, like where he says, "Here's my publishing company. Please associate me with the best indie games of all time that I had nothing to do with, but I did play them." It's like, Yeah, but he's starting a publishing company though, which means he's going to give them money. Like that means he has quite a lot to do with them. In fact, because I'm not sure if you've noticed, but game development is a long and expensive process. So maybe he would have something to do with them then.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think people are kind of just like inclined to already dislike this because if you guys notice, whenever Donkey puts out like, I guess more of like a controversial video where it's like, I don't like this Japanese RPG because it's boring.
Yeah, it's mostly JRPG fans.
Yeah,
and,
people are like, they fucking freak out because like, I mean, I get it because, you know, like somebody like Anthony Fantano, for example, right? The dude reviews music, so therefore he sees himself as like the beacon of music. You know what I mean? But on the like, you know, because Anthony Fantano, I don't think has Anthony Fantano ever actually made music? Like, has he?
No,
himself
he does.
Ever made
He's
music?
in like a funk band.
Oh, he is. Okay. Well, the reason why I bring this up is because like Donkey's not actively making games, but rather publishing them, and with the type of pull he has, it makes sense for him to be like, I know the difference between a bad game and a good game and what people would actually want to see and play. So just giving them a platform, that's a good move. I don't see how that could be possibly seen as like a bad thing.
If he was saying, I want to start a studio and I want to be the creative lead.
Yeah.
So everyone, give me your applications. I'm going to put together the best game dev team of all time. The reaction that people are having would be way more akin to him doing that and saying, look, I know what make games good, so I'm gonna be the CEO, and I'm just gonna say, okay, well, in this game I like gun wheel, so hey, guy I hired make gun wheel. Like, if that would be the way more YouTuber narcissistic shit, then he's literally just saying, I have a voice, I have pull, I have money, and I know there are good games out there that aren't being funded or that are being ignored by major publishers, or so send them to me personally. I will vet them personally, and if I think that they're good, because I have a track record of talking about what games are good and bad, then I'll give you fucking money so you can make it. It has nothing to do with, like, I'm going to influence your game, or I'm the arbiter of what game should be made or shouldn't.
Yeah.
It's literally just like,
I mean,
exactly.
People
indie
trust
games,
me and I want to help you. That's it.
Yeah, because indie games popping off has never been a bad thing. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like, I'd much rather see success in like a smaller market than like games that already have like millions of dollars behind it and are fucking boring. You know what I mean? Like, this is a good thing. This is a good thing at the end of the day because you have more creative expression.
Especially for like indie developers, and this dude who made this tweet, I believe, is one. I'm sure we'll get to that in a second.
We'll get to that. Yeah.
But it kind of has that whole like, okay, this guy has a game out on Switch now, and I'm assuming he either published it himself or had someone help him publish it. And it just has that feeling of like fucking, was it kicking the ladder out from under you once you make it? It's like, okay, this is a dude now who's like willing to help fund games like yours and like people in your sphere, and you're like, actually, this guy sucks, and you shouldn't take his money.
You know what it feels like? The reaction, because obviously a lot of the hate is just coming from like JRPG fans and people who already hate Donkey because he made fun of Octopath Traveler. But a lot of the like game devs or other people like this guy getting mad at him, it feels very akin to the backlash Elden Ring got, where people were like, people like this stupid ass game. It doesn't even have a good like UI interface. I make that.
I was thinking the same thing.
It feels exactly like it.
It does feel exactly like that.
Why? Just shut up. Why are you so mad that someone else is like trying to support small game dev artists? Like,
in the same industry as you.
No, it is people seeing like, it's like one of us seeing like a YouTuber that's just like worthless, like popping off, and you're just like, man, why can't I get any of this? But the difference is that Donkey isn't like, that's how from my perspective, a lot of this criticism feels like that is how they're feeling about like their, obviously it's different, but their industry, they're seeing someone just getting a head start because he already has money and clout, but he isn't getting a head start at like getting kudos for making. He literally just wants to give people money and vet their games so that games can exist more. Like,
exactly.
It's a very, not like altruistic, because obviously there's like a money incentive there for him, but it's like a like it's a, at the very least, it's like a net neutral impact on video. Like it is not it cannot be a negative thing. It just
More cool experimental indie games are going to get made, regardless of whether you think the guy publishing it has the qualifications or not.
Yeah.
So just to not harp on the same one forever. Like, I feel like if maybe this dude's just really salty and shit, and like this is how he feels, and he's a game developer, so he feels qualified to say X, Y, and Z. So like, fair enough. But this is the top response under the tweet, which is insane. I don't think most YouTubers are human on some base level.
No, actually, I agree. No,
Look, you know what? Not Donkey because he wants to publish games. I agree, fair enough. But like, the brush has painted too wide now. That is
that is a hell of a way to start a sentence.
But so I don't think most YouTubers are human on some base level. But I can't necessarily get mad at the idea of a critic or essayist on a given subject working on something after being an enthusiast. I'd rather people come from something from enthusiasm than like culture war shit. So I thought it was interesting that like, so you are fully validating that it is a normal thing and that it is fine, and you have faith that he will at least be there not just for like some profit motive, but I'm gonna open it up with he's a demon that has no soul. What does that? Are you just afraid of not playing both sides or something? Like, that is the most fence-sitter weird. Your two statements are so contradictory. They're literally ironic.
Yeah.
This guy molests kids, but it's pretty normal.
He has nice hair.
There is something to be said about the fact that a lot, not Donkey, but there is. To be incredibly successful on YouTube or Twitch, there is often a level of inhumanity to it.
Sure, yeah.
I'm not defending this person's tweet. It's just funny.
No, totally. Both statements are totally valid. They just don't belong together.
They shouldn't put them together. It's like it's like ice cream and a ham sandwich. It's like those are both great.
Don't put them together.
Don't put them together.
Yeah.
I do want to say
one
thing. I do want to say one thing, just kind of pertaining to that.
Okay, but this is your one thing for the podcast.
Okay, all right. Thank you. Thank you, mommy. I feel like typically whenever YouTubers or like creative people branch out into other aspects of media, we get like really good shit. Like fucking Smiling Friends is like one of the greatest like modern like animation shows, like in terms of like writing and just being funny.
It's so funny.
Yeah, and like I love shit like that where it's just like you see like these people who started off on YouTube and they branch out to like bigger mediums, and we get good shit as a result that like you wouldn't normally see as you know, as far as like what we normally get. So
no, I totally agree.
I think this is a good thing.
You also
Chris
get the
Stuckman's
opposite of that.
movie. Oh, sorry, James. Go ahead.
Finished. That sentence makes no sense now. So finish that.
Wait, who?
Oh, I was just saying, like, to Doblex's point, Chris Stuckman is he's been a movie reviewer on YouTube for fucking years. He's making his own movie now. With the help from like supporters from his YouTube channel.
Oh, cool.
It's weird that not like aside from people who just like, you know, hate the Oni Plays crew.
Yeah.
We didn't see a lot of this backlash to them doing their
true,
own. Like,
yeah.
Donkey isn't even like making his own show or like James said, making his own game. He just wants to like promote other people's stuff.
Yeah.
And these like other people are like actively doing their own thing, and they didn't get this kind of weird
it's different.
backlash.
It's different. I'm glad you bring that up and that you went, because what I was gonna say is the exact answer to that. At least I think. So, Smiling Friends went and got funded and published and everything by somebody else. So in a way, Zach is still just like the little guy getting fucking like thrown around by someone bigger than him. Donkey is actively trying to become like an independent entity, and people are seeing that as like him trying to be the all-powerful of like his like people.
That's a good
Zach
point.
still has like pity from the masses, and Donkey is being hated on by like anyone that has ever even dreamed about like being a game dev or some shit, because like he's trying to be his own unit. And I don't know. So Joseph Gribbin says, I laughed when he named all the indies he had played, and it was like Hollow Knight, Celeste, Cuphead, some of the most popular video games of the past 10 years. They're still indie games.
They are still indie games.
A24 films are still indie films. It doesn't, like, they're still, it doesn't matter how big they get.
Yeah.
If anything, you're proving his point that he wants to fund indie games so they can be that successful.
Yeah, they can be that big.
This
That
dude
is
wants
his
to be
whole
playing like
thesis.
anime armpit simulator or some shit.
Yeah.
It's literally about the composition of the company and like the structure and the way that the game is developed. It's not about how big it gets or what the price tag is. It's like why, like, to even comment on this when you don't understand that like basic fucking function of the industry is insane. Like, you're an idiot.
And on top of that, like, okay, yeah, maybe he chose bad examples for like, try, you know, if you want to really flex
He
your
showed a
indie
lot
career.
of
But you
other
watch
ones,
his,
though.
but if you watch his like best of the year videos, he gets in some fucking weird ass games I've
Yeah.
never even
Yeah.
heard of.
Yeah.
It's like,
Dude, that game that you really like, Kudos, absolutely
Neon
went big mode because of him. Or like not just because of him, but he had a huge hand to play in like people fucking you bought the game because you knew it existed after his video.
Yeah.
And now you adore it.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, played Neon White. It's a good game.
Oh, Neon White. Yeah.
I can't believe you would say that. What do you know about video games, you stupid fucking...
I thought you were gonna say.
It's just so... Like, that is... It's just wild. Is he trying to imply he's the reason those games... No!
But also
He's saying
a
that
lot
they're
of
good
games,
and that he made videos explaining why they were... Like, Donkey can break down the essence of a game in 4 minutes, whereas, like, someone like me or Zenny, like, spend... Like, our videos are 60 minutes long or some shit. Like, his ability to succinctly capture the essence of a game in 4 minutes is, like, so overlooked on YouTube. Like, no matter
And
how
sell
much...
a game.
no matter how much props he gets, like, that... To not just, like, talk... Like, for an hour, but to the way he breaks shit down... Like, it's not just that he says the game is good. Like, it's so dumb.
And this is not us, like, you know, sucking up to Donkey or sucking off Donkey for that matter, but just trying to, like,
I'm not.
just kind of blur, because, like, typically if you have like a reviewer on YouTube like talk shit about a game or a movie, 9 out of 10 times you're gonna get a comment that's like, well, why don't you just do it yourself? Why don't you do it? Why don't you do something better? It's like, this dude is doing that, and now it's a problem. Like, come on.
Well,
man.
I think also like the, you know, in the grand scheme of awful things YouTubers do, it's like, okay, he's not like fucking selling gambling to kids or selling molestation to kids. He's just starting a video game published like
$5.99.
Dyeing his beard.
This is
pink.
really like, there's actual things we could be, you know. I guess it's
100%.
it's indie devs feeling encroached on, but also.
And I love Donkey, but I don't give a shit if he feels good or bad about. Like, I just think that it's a good idea and it's gonna be a positive thing. And I think that this like negative internet fucking reaction just really frustrated me, because it's like, I'd say Smiling Friends is the rare occurrence, and that's why uplifting YouTubers who do. Like, there are YouTubers who absolutely are talented enough to go into mainstream industries, and I think Donkey is one of them, and uplift... I feel like it's an important thing to uplift him and, like, want this to succeed, no matter how stupid you think it is, because Donkey is trustworthy and has never given you a reason to believe he's just out to scam you or scam an indie dev. Like, there are so many YouTubers that do want to just use their fucking platform to just rake in as much money as they can from everyone, whether it be fucking big businesses, you as the viewer fucking scamming people, like
Gordon Ramsay with the yummy hands.
Yummy. It's just, I just feel like Donkey has never given us a reason to think he's like a scam artist or some shit. So obviously he's going at this with good intentions. And if you want better games and you want to see YouTubers actually like do something positive with their fucking platforms, then at the very least you should feel like neutral to this. If not at least just be like, oh, that's a cool idea. Like, wishing it to fail is just, there's no win in that. Like, you're not getting anything because it failed, other than maybe you get to laugh at someone. Like,
Well, and also like the fact that it's a lot of indie game developers who are like poo-pooing this idea. It's like, you could get money. This could help.
No, people need to buy Cockroach Simulator 2021, and that's it.
Cockroach.
My masterpiece.
What is it with you and syllables today? Cockroach.
Hey, Kudos, why don't you say dandruff for us?
Danjouf.
So this Dipper Pines guy, just really quick, he says only Twitter will look at someone doing something uplifting and non-problematic, and then blah blah. So he's saying Donkey's a good guy. Why are people so upset? Which is kind of just the way I'm coming at. And Glimglom
Glupshido.
Glimglom Gorgonarth Glupshido the 7th comes out of it and says, just because you personally like someone doesn't mean they're one of the most unproblematic people. From what I remember of Donkey, he's an ass with no... he is a donkey, you fucking idiot. Good job, you trolled yourself. With no self-awareness and absolutely no ability to think about games critically. Bro,
Also,
Dude,
like
that is my
from what I
favorite
remember
criticism of Donkey.
from what I remember, he's an ass
my
with no
vague
self-awareness.
understanding of the world.
Self-awareness.
From what I remember of PewDiePie, he does toy unboxings.
From what I remember of PewDiePie, he says the N-word every day, but that might have just been Twitter. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
At one time, I don't know.
I've never read the book.
He's trying to justify saying that Donkey's unproblematic by saying he can't think about games critically. That doesn't make him problematic, bro. Someone's not problematic because they don't like the same game as you. That isn't how the fucking world works, dude.
No, also,
they're problematic.
also,
They have a dyed pink beard and they're fucking finger fucking your fucking niece, dude. Like, that's problematic.
Also,
Not liking
you said
Hollow
if
Knight
they-
is not problematic.
yeah, well, and also, it's if I vaguely think I remember him saying he didn't like Shovel Knight. Not that he actually did, but I'm just going off from what I remember.
From what I remember.
Also, it's one of my favorite criticisms of Donkey that he's not like critical of games. I don't think I've ever, like, movie reviewers. I don't watch book reviewers, but I'm sure book review, like any medium of reviewer on, the angry book reviewer. He's just like, I read this book and I hated it.
What were they thinking?
What were they thinking? Moby Dick sucks my fucking dick, more like.
They should
Gary
have
Paulson.
in the third person.
More like Harry
This is meant to
Paulson.
be a full period.
I'd rather read 16 pounds of fucking elephant diarrhea shit than read one more chapter of Harry Potter and the Cursed Child.
Catcher in the Rye. More like stab me in the eye. What were they thinking?
This shit
All right, Andrew,
sucks.
go.
So Donkey's like the only reviewer I think I've ever seen that has flip-flopped on his own opinions. He did it with the first The Last of Us. He, like, his first video on it, he was like, this shit is like the run-of-the-mill zombie story. This shit sucks. He went back and played it years later, and he was like, I was dead wrong. He did it with Death Stranding.
Did it with Red Dead and Death Stranding.
He did it with Red Dead. He's like, this one, I have a ton of issues with this, and this. It's like a 3 out of 5. It's pretty good, but you should go play it. The next year, it was his favorite game on his best of. He was like, I've played this 4 times, and the more I got into it, the more I realized how well written this story is. He's like, nobody's hated on Death Stranding more than me, but nobody's played Death Stranding as much as me. And it made it high on his list of best of. Like, I don't think it's just because he doesn't like JRPGs. That's just like who he is. Like, he made a point in one of his game reviewers videos that's like, you just have to know the reviewer. So like, if he says, you know, if I like hate JRPGs, if you like them, don't watch my stuff. You probably will disagree with me. Like, it's just part of who I am and how I think this game was made. It's just such a goofy thing to be like, he don't think about games critically. He can't make video game. He didn't like fucking Xenoblade 3 with the big boobs.
I like to imagine the average JRPG fan having that southern drawl. He don't like Xenoblade.
I goddamn love Persona 5.
It is true though that I'd say, I think a lot of people say like the most important thing about a critic or a journalist is their consistency and like their authenticity with like how they review shit rather than like what their opinions are like. Fucking, I mean, it doesn't matter what his fucking opinion on your favorite game is, but like it's much more telling for someone who is trying to objectively look at games that are worth funding. It's much more telling to look at someone who can actively break down and like find the essence and like the truth of like a game rather than like what he likes or what he doesn't like, and like it's much more important for him to have like a consistent opinion that isn't moved by like viewer reaction or like people being upset with him on Twitter. Like that stuff is way more important for like building a company than you thinking he has a bad opinion on JRPGs or something. Because in the end of the day, someone else will publish that game. And if they don't, someone else wouldn't have published the games that Donkey goes on to publish, regardless of if he doesn't publish the JRPG anyway. So it's not it's about him being able to pick up what games are good and worth money and not just a fucking Nintendo Wii shovelware that wants to fucking scam you and your family and steal your fucking eyeball data. Like it's about picking those kind of games and not just picking which one is the best that's going to be in your favorite Steam game of 2011. Okay, really quick, Bella with the fucking My Little Pony avatar says, "I'm sorry your tweet is probably going to get bombed with a bunch of donkeys. Awful fan base and probably transphobic." Where did that come from?
Where did that come from?
Just because I don't know JRPG means I'm transphobe, bro. What does that mean?
I just love that they're like
with a left hook.
Yeah, a literal left hook. But no, it's so funny that, like, but yeah, like the fact you're like, okay, I need to discredit this guy's fan base somehow.
Transphobe.
Maybe
he hates trans people.
I think he hates trans. From what I remember, Donkey definitely hates trans people.
Donkey is like no one knows anything about anything. He has never done like. He's gone on. He goes on podcasts and sits there quietly while like his wife talks. Like he literally has never shown an ounce of an opinion on fucking anything, even like liking a tweet or something. Like
he is video
games.
It's
not applicable.
Gaming.
Yeah, unless it's gaming. He's like, I like video games and I like being funny. That's about all we know about the guy. He's just
I feel
a
like
silly little dude.
just to throw this out there is so crazy.
It's wild. That's a very Twitter thing to do as well.
Yeah, it's just like I need to discredit this guy in some like again. If he was actually if he was famously transphobic, that's different. But this is like you're just trying to like find some. What's an easy way I can make him seem bad? Fuck.
Sorry, you're about to get dogpiled by Donkey's fan base. They all funded Israel.
He's a huge ISIS supporter, from what I remember.
I bet there's one person in Donkey's fan base that thinks 9/11 is funny. So that means that Donkey appeals to 9/11 funny people. We were talking about in the chat, fucking speaking of
we was talking. We were going to think
Speaking of Donkey getting crucified online. One time when I was in 6th grade, I watched someone get their skin cut off and put on someone else's face in Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
And
about face off.
We were talking about in chat the other day, and I decided we should save this for the episode. But so like when I watched Texas Chainsaw Massacre in like 6th grade, I cried myself to sleep for months for afterwards. Like every single night, would blubber myself to sleep, soaking my pillowcases in salty tears. Not because I was afraid of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but because watching Texas Chainsaw Massacre and not just seeing the death and the gore, but like seeing someone else, the opening scene where the big truck runs them off the road and then kidnaps them is like a defining moment in my life where I was like, I hate people that take away other people's freedom. It was like my American moment. It was like, how does anyone think they have the right to fucking take something from somebody else?
And that's
like,
when I hated liberals.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I knew.
But then watching that movie, it like awoken the part in my brain that death is real and I'm not going to be alive forever, and that and not only that, but it can be someone else's fault that I'm not alive. Like I'm not like maybe I eat myself to death. Maybe someone runs me off the road and wears my fucking penis as a nose for Halloween. Like, someone can do that to me. It's not just in my hands. And I feel like I've talked to a lot of people where everyone kind of has that moment where you like become a sentient being that is aware of your own fucking mortality. So I was interested to see when you guys figure that out. And it doesn't have to be from media, but I'm interested to see if a piece of media sparked that within you.
All right, I'll go first. So I feel like, there are definitely moments in my childhood where, like, we talked about this a little bit, like, just cartoon shit that would, like, kind of freak you out because, like, cartoons as a kid is, like, a safe space. But then you see, like, Courage the Cowardly Dog, some, like, motherfucker with, like, white face comes on. He's like,
oh, yeah. That
like,
shit was fucking terrifying.
That shit was freaky. Yeah. And I remember, like, it never, because I remember thinking as a kid, like, I'm immortal. I'm going to live forever because I'm young. And by the time I'm older, people are just going to live forever. So I don't have to worry about anything. But then, like, I would watch, like, I would go on Rotten.com because, I was a fucking stupid kid with stupid friends who would show me that shit. And seeing Helicopter Man, the fucking Indian dude who got his head cut off and was just lying there on the helicopter pad, that shit fucking scarred me for life. I was like, that is what my neck looks like.
Dude, I never, if my friends ever tried to show me that shit, I would not watch it.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, because, like, it was like, with Newgrounds and shit, you're like, man, the internet is just a crazy fucking place. The people just make shit. Like, I want to see all the websites. I want to see everything there is out here. And then, like, you have a friend who's like, have you heard of Rotten.com, little boy? And then next thing you know,
like,
you're fucking
opens up his coat jacket, like, yeah.
I don't mean to derail you, but I'm curious. Kudos, did you have the same experience? Because I feel like you guys were maybe from an ilk above us, where the internet was a bit more of that for you. Because for me, I never went on the internet until like 8th grade. Before that, the only time I used the internet was for video game. And it wasn't even. It's just like was connecting to the internet to play video games.
Yeah. No, because I grew up in the country. I was the guy who probably would have found that shit. Like, my friends had the internet and stuff, but they weren't nearly like as like into the fighting and shit. I think the most I had was when I was like 13 or 14 or something, going on 4chan and like just seeing accidentally seeing people getting beheaded and stuff like. But I purposefully avoided like Rotten.com or any of those websites. So I might have gone on it for like a split second, but I had such an intense aversion to gore and stuff. I still kind of do if it's like not fictional. I don't really like looking at that stuff.
Well, I don't
hate seeing people die. That shit, I don't like.
No, I can't see that shit anymore. As a kid, it fascinated me more than anything, just from like a curiosity standpoint, because like you're learning about this shit for the first time. Yeah. And as I got older, like I want to say when I hit like 14 or 15, I became obsessed with it. Like it was like not in like a fucked up sadistic Jeffrey Dahmer.
And then you burned down your house.
No, this is actually
evidence continues to stack up against him.
I was really obsessed with like cutting the heads off bunny rabbits, and then I burned down my house. It was crazy. It was an accident.
I was just like really like the taste of like people.
The judge completely misread it. I use a racist. I'm pretty sure.
His fans are racist.
I did see a meme. I saw a meme recently on Twitter that was like, motherfuckers from. It was such a cringe relatable tweet, but it was one of the, which I usually hate, but this one like kind of hit it. It was like, motherfuckers from our generation really watched someone get fucking blown. I can't remember the thing. It was like you watched someone get blown up, and then you just sat in the living room and ate TV dinners with your family or some shit.
Oh yeah, I've seen a few of those.
You had to act like nothing, like everything was okay.
Like your world hasn't drastically changed.
That is that is
like you have to sit amongst your family while they don't know that you just saw someone get decapitated by a helicopter.
Imposter. Yeah, you're the imposter.
You're the shit at the dinner table.
I saw that where it was the fucking scene in Breaking Bad where Jesse is like dinner with Walton Skyler, and he's just sitting there like looking really awkward and like sipping water and stuff, and it's just that fucking after watching a guy get beheaded on the internet. I definitely saw shit that scarred me.
Very true though. Well, just to finish my story, like. I think there was like this weird disconnect because I was seeing this shit over the internet. So it was like, in my head, it wasn't real because it wasn't like physically in front of me. Until I started seeing dead bodies in Mexico and like almost dying. Then it was like this weird like moment of like awakening where it was like...
Mexican people can die too.
It was literally that. It was like, holy shit, I could just like step outside and fucking die. Like it is that like easy. You know what I mean? Like, so I kind of teetered on it
stepping
from
into
childhood.
A firing squad.
Wait, can we have James? Can you hit Doplex seeing a dead body in Mexico for the first time?
Yeah, hit the random.
Oh, I have to wait for Mr. Block you to end.
Get that out of the pipes.
Mr. Brack, you.
That was Doughflex waking up to being alive.
That was his brain kicking in.
Sound. But yeah, it was definitely like you teeter on it through childhood, and then just you have a moment.
Totter on it.
Yo, well, together we'd be teetering and tottering. Together on that teeter totter.
On that.
Yeah, that's my story.
Well, I'm glad you
That's
had
my
one.
story.
Well, I feel like that's the crazy. You just looked at a dead body and were like, "Damn, death is real."
Oh, that could be me.
That is wild. I feel like that would
Yeah.
do that for me too.
Yeah.
That'll do it, yeah.
Snap back to reality.
Oh, there goes gravity.
Well, yeah, so what did you have,
there
Andrew?
goes
'Cause you-
Jose.
Oh,
He's
there
in the
goes
gutter.
mortality.
Yeah, so for me, having, Christian, I was pretty much talking about death and what comes after that from the time I was
All
like,
the time.
born.
Yeah.
All the time.
And you're probably pretty
Yeah.
chill with the whole concept.
Yeah, no,
right?
I was very
Yeah, everyone's
chill,
like, "Yo, when we die, it's gonna be a fucking party."
yeah, it's
bro.
like I'm going to heaven. I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna
It's gonna be
vibe
a
out. I'm gonna be able
movie.
to fly and stuff. It's gonna be epic.
I wish I
The
thought
only
that.
time
Yeah.
it started getting like I don't want to go to heaven yet was around the time I started being like, damn, pussy's kind of lit.
Yeah.
I really want to have sex one day. So then,
Oh,
does
that's
that too.
right.
no joke,
Oh!
and
I
this is
forgot
very
about that.
this is very embarrassing for. I don't know if I've told this before. I'm being
Yeah, you
very
have.
embarrassing. Yeah, I used to be like, dear God, please don't come back yet. I don't want you to come back and take us all to heaven. I want to have sex.
Don't come back,
Please.
Mom. Come back.
Pussy.
That's
Please,
what
God.
that's what too much God does to a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Well, it's true. So
Zero pussy and too much
God,
God.
that's exactly what it does.
That's an awesome T-shirt.
So,
Zero pussy, too much
like,
God.
obviously, there's a little bit of a disconnect there, of like, because now I'm currently now. I mean, I still hold like some of my own beliefs about things,
Yeah, you
and
still-
at this
a lot
point,
about-
I'm pretty
a lot of the
much.
He only
gay
believes
stuff,
in the really
yeah.
fucked up part.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
just believe in
only
the
believe
stuff-
that the gays are going straight to hell.
It's
and
more
that-
so the culture war shit that he hung on to.
exactly. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I love Ben Shapiro.
Yeah.
Ben Shapiro's in the Bible.
Yeah, it's the bonus chapter.
He's in the prologue, yeah. Before the Jews
New
got written
Testament.
out in the remake.
Yeah.
Let's say,
And
hypothetically,
Ben said, so hypothetically speaking.
What if Pussy
hypothetically
couldn't get
speaking, what
wet?
if Jesus was real?
Pussy Zero.
Pussy zero. So, what was I gonna say? Oh, right. So at this point in my life, it's like, well, I'm either right in my
Ow.
little beliefs, and I'm going to heaven, and it's gonna be lit, or
True.
I'm never going to know I was wrong. So why bother worrying about it? That's pretty much
Yeah.
where I am right now.
Yeah, I'm kind of in that same space.
It's like, if I'm wrong about it, I legit, like, by the time my brain could be like, uh-oh, it's not functioning anymore. I'm gone. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
So I never really had that experience of like worrying about death in the sense that I didn't know what was going to happen, because I always thought I did. I was like, oh no, I'm going to heaven. I'm going to chill out with Jesus.
I'm gonna
We're
hang out
gonna-
with God.
I'm going to hang out with Jesus.
I'm
It's
pretty-
gonna be epic.
I'm pretty firmly anti-religious, but I have thought, like, in my old age, if I would not be surprised if I converted, just because the fear of that would
Oh, I'm
probably
definitely
get to
going
me.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
I'm definitely picking a religion to stick with at the end.
I'm going to go with...
Yeah.
I really want to be
Ancient
Jewish.
Egyptian mythology.
Yeah, that works.
Buddhism.
Well, Jewish people don't got no hell, so I'm trying
That's
to hop
true.
on that shit.
That is true.
Also,
That is
Jewish
true.
women are hot,
Drumsy.
so
That's
Yeah.
true.
so
That's
can a
double-
Jewish woman convert me? That's
Tony,
all
put a
I'm
Jewish
asking.
woman right
Any
here.
Jewish women out there, come bring, your family will be super stoked. You got a husband
Yeah.
and you converted him. That's
Yo.
like double heaven
Yeah.
points.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I am
yeah,
curious.
Back.
Like, can you still go to Andrew?
Wait,
Can you still go to
wait.
heaven? What?
I love the idea of like how if you refer a friend on Uber Eats, you get $10 off your next order.
you get extra
You
heaven
convert,
points.
you
You get
convert a
$50 in
husband, you
heaven.
get like a bigger house in heaven or some shit. That's so
Get a
fucking
referral
funny.
credit? Yeah.
Yeah,
To a
you get to have
religion.
like 2 dogs, and then after like 10 credits, you get to have a Hummer or
Yeah.
something. It's like
It's like
Really?
it's like those people like sell knives, like go to sell
Cutco.
knives.
Yeah,
It's
Cutco.
like Cutco, but like for fucking
Godco.
religion.
religion is real, and it's just a fucking pyramid scheme.
Yeah,
Honestly, based.
God's at
Honestly,
the top.
Hope
yeah,
is at
kind
the
of.
top.
Yeah, I am
Yeah.
curious though, because like I I've kind of always been like pretty Christian. Like, well, at least when I was younger, like I legitimately have like a fucking Christian tattoo across my chest. I went to church and shit. I only walked out because the pastor was like going in on gay people. I think I told you guys about this, but like, yeah, and like I walked out and he tried to make an example out of me. But I am curious
by fingering my butt.
With that being said, I am curious. Do I get like am I grandfathered into heaven? Like, can I still go?
So
you have to believe when you die.
There's a couple of depending on what like section of the church, like different denominations believe different things.
Oh, mother of God.
The overwhelming population of Christianity in the Protestant church, at least, not Catholicism, is you've got the book of life as it's known, and if you do the whole thing as a kid where you're like, dear Jesus, I accept you into my heart, you saved me from my sins, and I want to follow you, amen. Your name is in the book, and you're in there forever. Like you're good to go. So I'm in the book. You can be gay. You can God will just be like, what the hell, man? You're not. Well, actually, I don't believe that. I think God's chill with gay people. But other people, God's like, God can be like, what the hell, man? You're not supposed to suck penis. But I mean, you're in the book, so go. You have a little shed. You don't have a big house like the guy who converted his wife.
Who referred a friend.
Who referred a friend. He had the cool code.
God's like, you did what?
Man, you're sucking cock. You don't get heated bathroom floors, man. That's fucked up.
That's if Steve Harvey's God.
You did what?
What?
If his eyes bug out of his head.
How do
like
all them monkeys still exist if we came from them?
Why are there still chimpanzees?
That is not a racist joke. That is something Steve Harvey said.
That is something Steve Harvey said. And that's actually a very common thing in Christianity.
No, I know.
They're fighting. It's very funny. They're like,
Steve Harvey.
Well, if we came from monkeys, why the hell there's still monkeys?
Yeah.
That's the funniest thought process of my life. I love that.
Why aren't the monkeys people yet?
I don't understand anything, and I'm mad.
I'm stupid. I have zero pussy and too much God.
Yeah, they're like, how did we come from monkeys if and they're just like screaming and pounding their chest and making ooh, ooh, ah, ah noises.
Just like, if we didn't come from monkeys.
They take their Bible back to the store and they're like,
I can't remember that specifically, the death thing, but I kind of did. It wasn't media, but I definitely remember at one point like bawling my eyes out because I realized like we don't know what happens after this.
Yeah.
And I think I might have described it before. It's weird, but it's like, okay, you know when you're like playing a video game and you're like immersed in this world and you've got like a list of like things you're doing in this world, like, oh, I'm going to do this quest, I'm doing this, but then like you step a level back and you're like, every now and then reality creeps back in. You're like, oh fuck, I also have to like find this person, or I have to do the laundry or something. Like you got like multiple levels. I think that happened to me once I was playing a game, and then I thought like back up to like, oh shit, I got to do my homework or something, and then I thought like a level above that.
What if I was like, one day I won't be able to do homework?
No. I was thinking as though like I was thinking like a layer above that, and I was like, oh shit, I don't know what else there is above this. Like I was kind of imagining, you know, like fucking Matrix style, like, oh, maybe this, but then I was like, well, maybe
that
there isn't.
That fucked me up like crazy too. Trying to think back to like, okay, if the Big Bang is real, then what was before that?
Yeah, it's that sort of shit.
That
still
like
keeps me up at
off.
night sometimes.
That awakens
that
the
shit
anger
physically
in me.
hurts my brain. Yeah,
I have to like ground myself when I think about it, but that's the closest I've had to being like, ah, shit.
Yeah.
Sometimes if I stay in that space for too long, I'm like, I'm about to go schizophrenic. I need to stop.
Yeah.
I literally have to like.
I'm glad I'm not
like
the only one
focus
that's
down
experienced
on
that.
Yeah. It feels like I'm like losing connection to my soul if I stay in that.
It is like a very physical feeling when you try to think of like absolute nothingness. It like almost like you feel ecstatic in your brain.
Yeah, you can't comprehend it. But
that's what no pussy I've been able to fucking.
I have been able to. I think that has maybe actually happened after some good pussy once. I think that might have happened.
Yeah,
that happens the dope ones every single time.
That's right. Yeah, you said that happens all the time to you. I think it's happened to me once or twice, but Andrew just throws up, so I guess
I throw up in Doplex's third eye.
Okay,
opens.
I throw up.
We all
Doplex thinks he's gonna die. But yeah, so that but sometimes I've been able to like fucking jujitsu like twist it around into being like, damn, we're gonna all die one day.
She farted on
Guess I may as well just have fun. Like I've been able to turn that from like a nihilism into like a, well, if nothing matters, I may as well, fuck it, I'll upload another video. Who gives a shit? Like I'll say the M-word this time. Doesn't matter, we're gonna die.
Who cares?
Let's say it together, guys.
3,
Everybody hold hands.
2, 1.